up, everybody? It's Thursday. We're getting tactical because we got a new Munitorum Field Manual. It happened. We weren't sure if it was going to happen this week or next week. This week was the week. For once in a million years, Warhammer actually released us an update earlier rather than at the last minute possible, which I appreciate, which is good. It is just a Munitorum Field Manual update. As to my knowledge, there are no other updated mechanics besides the orc changes that we saw yesterday that I made a little bit of video about. Essentially, orcs are losing all the stuff in the codex that we knew about, and they are also losing every single Forge World datasheet besides the Gargantuan Squiggoth. So no Knob Bikers, no Bike War Boss, no like standard size Squiggoths, all gone. All legended. So you can play them in Legends games, but you can't play them in competitive games, and that's a big deal. That makes the faction much smaller. No, Grot Tanks is the big one. Everyone was kind of up on Grot Tanks because those guys were insane, and those guys are now Legends as well, which is a little sad. All right, but we do have some super exciting stuff to talk about over here from the Munitorum Field Manual itself. The points changes, which is kind of excited. Rules changes decided to come into summer update. Yeah, I think they mentioned that those are happening biannually instead of quarterly. But sometimes we see like rules commentary updates and stuff like that, which I don't know if it's if that's like hard and fast. But maybe I'm just wishful thinking that we could get rules clarifications on stuff more often. All right, I've gotten my January data slate up here as well, so we can compare and contrast the two updates together. Adepta Sororitas starting at the top here. Arcoflagellant's up, thank God, by 10 points. So 1 point per model. That's not breaking the bank, but they definitely needed to go up. For some reason, Death Cult Assassins are going up. I don't what's up with that. Crusaders makes sense. I guess because they're probably sort of paying for the sins of the Crusader, right? The Crusaders are so wildly efficient. 25 points a model in the January update. And now 35 points. That Death Cult Assassins had to go up, otherwise they would be at the same points level. And Death Cult Assassins are just almost strictly better. So they had to go up first, for whatever reason. But I think GW finally realizing that, like, wait, having independent units is good in this game where we have to complete tactical objectives. Mortifiers and Penitent Engines down. That's bizarre. The Demonofuge also down. Sacrosant's down 5 points, 1 point a model. Okay, whatever. Demonofuge went down 10. Celestine or Ephroster and Kaiganel, I should say, they saw play, right? They're not like dead. That's super interesting. I guess that maybe they're trying to push like the more character-focused lists rather than the ones that are focusing on the big Arcoflagellants and stuff. Thousand Suns got buffed. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. That's rad. That's super funny because I just recorded a video with Thousand Suns list.
$5 says the War Boss on Warbike will come back again. Also 1K Suns buffs.
Yeah, the 11th edition codex. We'll see. We'll see War Boss on Warbike as a single model like Clamshell. It'll be like the Chaplain on bike. It'll just be this enormous thing. But like they have the Death Kill at Wartrike, right? Like they basically already have a War Boss and a Warbike. So it's like we're probably okay. Let's see. Triumph of St. Catherine is up. That one, it already got nerfed in the last update in January. It's up 15 points. And it didn't see that much play. So that one surprises me still. It still felt, I don't know, like just statistically it felt kind of cheap. It's just like a million attacks and a million wounds for not that expensive. But not many people took it. They are only T3 wounds, and they end up getting taken out pretty quickly. And then the Blade of St. Eleanor is up 10 points, which I think makes sense. I have a sneaking suspicion that the interaction between Divine Intervention and the Blade of St. Eleanor was not correctly accounted for, where you could artificially make the character come back with less than their starting number of wounds. So like you would always, if you put it on a Palatine, right, a 3-wound Palatine, you would always discard 2 Miracle Dice, not 3, to Divine Intervention to bring her back at 2 instead of at 3, because then she would automatically trigger like the enhanced effect from the blade. And she was absolutely nuts with the blade. It was like damage 4 plus a mortal wound, essentially 5 damage. 5 damage plus, like better than 5 damage. A little silly. Adeptus Custodes. Okay. All right. Let's go. I think this was to be kind of expected, right? So, I guess, here's what I don't know. So these are the same as, not entirely, but pretty close to the same as the January update. Are these just discounts from the book values? Is that what this is? It's bizarre. So like Alea dropped 5 points. Alara's Custodians are indicated as a decrease, but they didn't actually drop any points. Their points values are the same as they were in the January update. Custodian Guard are the same. Where are Wardens? Wardens are the same. Knights and Shura went down 5. Did the Shield Captains change at all? Nope. Yeah, were these different in the book? They are not changed from the Codex? This is weird. Yeah, these values are just identical. The fuck? That's super bizarre and misleading. I wonder if that's just a mistake. But why is it only like half of the entries? Like only half of the entries in total are reduced in cost, and only half of those are actually correct. What? What is that? What the fuck? That's super bizarre. You zoom in even further? Okay. Let's see. What did actually change? The Dawn Eagle jet bike is the same. Trajan did go down 10. Valerian went down 5. Venerable Contemptors went down 15. Land Raiders are the same. Okay. Virtus Praetors went down nothing. They're the same. Vigilators went down 5 on their maximum unit size. You get a discount on the 10th model. Witch Seekers, the 5 model unit remained the same. Is that right? Yeah. But everyone else also remained the same. Why are these indicated as changes? I don't understand. What is this fucking entry? This must just be like wildly typoed, right? The Blade Champion went down? Oh yeah, he went down 10. Wow, this sucks. Not only from the fact that I don't think that they redressed the faction. Like, you got, like, whatever, 20 points off or something, right, on your characters? Okay. I don't know if they redressed the... Well, maybe we'll have to see how good the Codex is, but I feel like they are not going to be as good as they were. And no, this certainly doesn't make up for that. And also, it's just wrong. What is this? Why are these indicated as changes? That's so shitty, right? Is that like I don't know. Is it like I guess like if I were to assume bad faith, I would be like, why is that? Is this like a way to, like, I don't know, sidestep like the controversy of this codex by being like, but look, it got better because of points changes, but it didn't. That's so stupid. You could just read the old field manual. Maybe they assumed nobody downloaded it. They're like, guys, no one will know how many points their models were yesterday. Everyone will have forgotten by now. Or is that they just fucked up? I feel like that's probably the best answer. They just fucked up. That's shameful. That's shameful and stupid. God damn it. Now I'm mad. I don't know if they're lower than the codex. According to other people, they're not. They're not changed, but I don't know. I don't have the codex, so I don't know. GW doesn't send me codexes, so I have no idea what they look like. Jesus Christ. Big 0 for Custodes. Yeah, we did get some drops on Adeptus Mechanicus. Belisarius Call down 30. Holy shit. Castellan Robots got a big cut. They went down 10 points per model. No, yeah, 10 points per model. 40 points for the 20 points for the men unit, 40 points for the big unit. Cataphront Breachers stayed the same, which kind of makes sense. Cataphront Destroyers got a cut, 10 points per 3, so 3 1/3 points per model. Onager Dune Crawlers down 10. That model's actually good. Sidonian Scatterus down 5. You gonna play it now? Maybe not. I could just take a Techno-Archaeologist for 15 points less. A Scorpius Disintegrator went down 10, it looks like. That's good. The thing always felt a little bit weird at 180. It's like the same points of value as a Manticore, and you're like, this one's gun's like 2 damage in direct, and this one's gun is 3 in strength 10. Skitarii Rangers went down 10 points. Nice. Because everyone's thinking Vanguard could Vanguard rule. Sicarian Rust Stalkers down 10. 2 points per model. 10 for the min and 20 for the max. So nice quality of life changes. The one I think there's somebody who's going to run more Castellan Robots now, and go 3 and 2, and everyone's going to hail them as the Omnissiah themselves. But the one that's probably actually relevant is the Onager Dune Crawler. I don't know how much play Belisarius sees, right? He doesn't really get played too much, right? He doesn't have like the same level of support that he used to. Let's pull up his datasheet real quick. I know he slaps pretty hard, but he's also kind of annoying to play. Yeah, he gives real hit rolls of 1. Which I guess is fine, but is that 150 points fine? Probably not. Especially because you're mostly going to be buffing Cataphront Breachers who reroll anyway. So you're like, who cares? Or a unit with a Marshal in them, which rerolls anyway either. So, yeah. That's too bad. That's just like, I think maybe... He could be like sitting and buffing vehicles. That's probably where they want him to be. Because he's also repairing them, right? Oh no, he doesn't repair other vehicles. All right, well, I don't know. Maybe he can buff those Onager Dune Crawlers. It seems okay. It like a little bit of a failure of design that the most of the units that you want to be buffing with Belisarius Call already get rerolls. So you're like, okay, why do I have this guy? Just throw him out. You can give them cover, which they're already getting because cover is so easy to get. Awkward. I guess the Disintegrator going down is also probably going to be transformative too. Those things did see play, especially in the hymnal one. The Tech Priest focused detachment, and then I think you also play them occasionally in the Explorador mana pool. Cast and robots are cool. Yeah. Templar went up with astounding 5 points. Yeah. Adeptus Titanicus, no changes. All right, well, good to all the agents of the Imperium players, rocking Warhound Titans. Aeldari saw Shining Spears go down. I forgot Shining Spears existed. For a unit that was the absolute quintessential... Hey, cat. No, we're not doing that today. Come here. What? Come visit. For a unit that was absolutely like the quintessential Eldar unit for years, for 2 editions, Shining Spears were in every competitive list. Maybe more than that. Probably through 7th, right? They have been totally forgotten about. They're -1 to be hit all the time. They have a 4+ involved save on the Shimmer Shield guy. And they have an AP3 2 damage attack. I like that he he can have his Laser Lance replaced by a Star Lance. The Star Lance is strictly better. It's like dramatically better. It's like, would you like to? Do you want to take the better one? Not even a side grade. Amazing. Yeah, I guess it's a lot of like strength 4 Lance, right? Which is a little bit awkward. Like winning everything on 5s. They're supposed to be like medium infantry killers, I guess. They're killing Space Marine units. At 100 points, like I guess you could see them. But I guess they would probably have trouble delivering themselves because they don't have any additional movement buffs. Move 14 is good, but it's good when you have a gun. It's bad when you're trying to get to melee because they're mounted and can't go through walls. But it's probably not the end of the world. I mean, like, Adolin Rough Riders get there eventually. 100 points per model, or 33 points per model, probably okay. I feel like it's maybe a little bit too high, but you might see them. They're competing directly with Shroud Runners, which are less expensive for whatever reason. For like a similar damage output, but at range with Scout. Okay. And they give lethal hits. All right. Maybe we should probably point to them commensurately. Fuegan's up. Some number of points. Let's go. Finally. That guy is all over the place forever. He used to be 100, 115. So he went up 15. All the Guardians are down. Striking Scorpions are down. Howling Banshees are down. Okay. All right. They're starting to slowly find their way back into lists. Support weapon platforms up again. Jesus. Get wrecked, D cannons. They're like, but we already nerfed the Night Spinner. Why are you still taking indirect fire? And like, you forgot about our D cannon platform. Swooping Hawks are up 10 points to 5 points. All right, whatever. 1 point per model. Okay. Yeah. So we started to see Guardian Defenders, or at least Storm Guardians with the Invulnerable Save Shield as bunkers for Eldorad more recently. So that might get points off those lists. Otherwise, you probably just lose, a couple points on Fuegan and the support weapons. You may need to drop a utility unit, but it's probably not breaking the bank. Or at least downgrade a utility unit to something cheaper. We might need to go back to Rangers, chat. No, not Rangers. Not a big change overall, though. Yeah, Orc Imperial Armor changed yesterday, chat. I made a video about it. That was big. That was a huge change. Oh, Shadow Specter's up. I think somebody mentioned literally in stream yesterday. Oh no, on Tuesday maybe? They mentioned that they were like, "Oh, I'm building Shadow Specters right now." I'm a little bit worried. Well, there they are. Oh, they're only up 10. 2 points per model, which I think is probably fair. 21 for that unit still feels kind of cheap, honestly. They just move so fast, and they shoot so good. My cat's destroying something. Cat, what are you destroying? Hi. Okay. Have we touched on Necrons? We've not. We're going in order, so we're still on the A's today. So far, Phoenix Gem did go up, though. That's relevant, because everyone took that thing. That Phoenix Gem went up 10 points. So you're probably losing 10, like 25 with your Swooping Hawks. 40 with Fuegan. So you probably lost 40 points. And you might have gotten 10 back in one of these changes. So a little love tap. Keep them in line. Make sure they don't come out. Oh, Inquisitor Draxus got upped. Let's go. Calidus Assassin up to 100. All my videos about the Calidus Assassin are going to be outdated. No! I built so many lists with Calidus Assassins in them. I think that's fair. The Calidus Assassin is probably too universally played. I don't think that will change her play rate at all because she's so strong, but like just the amount of utility that unit has is so much. Like I don't think you could design a unit like that and be like, "No, we could put this appropriately." Like you'd have to either make it unplayable or or have it be universally played. It feels very, very bully in that way. Either it's everywhere or it's gone forever. Striking Scorpions are cracked. Are they? I think I've only played against them one time this edition, and I killed them with Magnus. They have devastating wounds when targeting non-monster vehicles. I guess it's the Exarch is sweet. It's just like the weird ground pounding melee units. Like they have infiltrators, but like, do you actually want to infiltrate them? I guess you do. We have a power fist on the Exarch, but it's only a 4+ weapon skill power fist, so it's a bad power fist. Do you just take the biting blade for additional shots at devastating? It all sustains, which is nice. Silly foot guard army for Crusade is up 30, but hardcore competitive is down 5. I'm excited for Militarum now. I wonder if they like nuked Khazarkin, and my video on Khazarkin I made like 24 hours ago is already going to be out of date. Such is the life of a 40k YouTuber. Kyria Draxus up 10, I believe. Yeah, 75 to 85, which is probably fair. That model being, I could understand why they wanted like the offensive Inquisitor to be like a cool inclusion. It's probably surprising how much she saw play, but I think she'll still see play, especially in Custodes. I think she's still worth it. Inquisitorial Henchmen went up 10, which makes sense. They were way too tanky for 10 points a model. You get a 4+ like armor save 1 wound infantry for 10 points a model. They just had 2 wounds for some reason, for whatever reason. Yeah, Custodes are down from the Codex. Custodes are down a little bit from the last Munitorum, but not much. But it is good that they are different from the Codex because, like, the Codex points were travesty. Attilan Rough Riders down. What is that? 10 points? 10 points per unit. Holy shit. Okay. Rough Riders are unironically good. That's rad. Basilisk is up. Bullgrin Squad is up. So it's up 3 1/3 per model. So 10 points for the min, 20 points for the max. Basilisk is up 15. So the regular list that's running 18 Bullgrin and a Basilisk is already up 75 points. Hellhound's down. That's interesting. Down 10. Hydra's down 10. That thing sucks, so I'm not surprised. Khazarkin are up 20, so you're up another 60. So you're up 135 on the normal list that was triple Bulgrin, triple Khazarkin. All the Leman Russ variants went down, though. That's nice. They went down a lot. Demolisher stayed the same. Battle Tank went down 10. Executioner went down 10. Punisher went down 10. Yeah, they all went down 10. That's kind of rad. Khazarkin and Bulgrin up. Yeah, I think that this doesn't feel like you don't take them at all. I just don't think you take them in triplicate, right? Like the issue is any unit that you automatically windmill slam their max field allowance. Like that is a problematic unit. And I like what they're doing here, where they're diversifying the faction. Tempestus Scions went down. Let's go, chat. The Scion combo's better. Wait, what? Did my Scion list just gain like 1 trillion points? The command squads all went down. How many points? 10? So it got it got 30. It got 45 points back. What? Oh, but I had to pay for Kyria Draxes. So it actually only got like 30 points back. That's rad. But like that's what I mean, right? Like, oh no, the super dupe, the stuff that you automatically took the max number of has been nerfed, but we can start to like play with the other options, right? Medusa Carriage Battery up. So the Manticore actually change? Oh yeah, Manticore went up another 10. All right, come on. They really want you to play Leman Russ. They're like, guys, we didn't mean for you to be the artillery faction. Even though the only detachment ability we gave you was almost specifically geared towards artillery. We don't want you to actually play them. Also, we have a unit that specifically buffs it. We have multiple units that specifically buff artillery. But don't play the artillery. we realize it's stupid. What the fuck? Okay, well, whatever. I never played artillery. The Medusa Carriage Battery went up 15. Brutal. Oh, but the Earthshaker Carriage Battery didn't go up. Are you just going to play that over a Basilisk? Yeah, you could just switch the Basilisk to an Earthshaker and you actually save 10 points. The problem is the mirror match is really awkward because your Earthshakers just kill each other immediately. Hot take, Manticore 200 next update. Is that where they ended up in 9th edition? Where were they at in 9th edition? I feel like they got wildly expensive back then too. Let's see if Wahapedia has a record for me. Oh no, they were really cheap in 9th edition. Just kidding. I had in my head at some point they were like wildly overcosted. Maybe that was in the 8th edition codex. Yeah, it's an internal balance update. I 100% agree. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think if I was a guard player, like I would be sad I had to change my list, but I think I would. It would be. You know, you're not just. I appreciate that they didn't just like buff the shitty units that no one would ever take, right? Like you know, you could go and be like, all right, guys, we've dramatically reduced the points value of the Avenger Strike Fighter and Ogren, and you're like, who cares? Those are like not good units. Like, no, it doesn't matter what their points value is unless it's free. I'm not gonna be taking them. But they took the units that are like on their like fringe playable and they buffed them while nerfing the stuff that gets overplayed. Khazarkin at 120 is a lot. You might still take like 0 to 1 or maybe 0 to 2 Khazarkin. I don't think you would most slam all three. And the same with Bulgrin. I think Bulgrin are kind of required for the faction because they need something that plays in the front. Maybe you're at like 12 Bulgrin instead of 18, which is probably fine. Manticores were 180 last edition. That's what I remembered. They were so silly. I mean, Guard in general was like insane. Absolutely nuts. But They eventually got knocked into place. That was a wild ride at the last 6 months of 9th edition. Oh my god. I had some of my favorite games and some of my least favorite games. I remember my first game against the Guard Codex, a Sentinel killed a Screamer Killer, and I almost like flipped the table. It's like, why? Why are you like this? I think Roughy... Yeah, well, Rough Riders are different, right? Like, they just fundamentally are a different unit. Like, Bulgrid want to stand in place and survive, but Rough Riders want to hit something and then die and reinforce. Like, Rough Riders are not a tanky unit. Even if you give them take cover, they're just tactical Marines at that point, and tactical Marines are not exactly known for their resilience. Like a single Land Raider Redeemer is like, oh, I killed the whole squad. Sorry, guys. But they want to be behind the Bulgrin or behind your tank line or whatever it is, and then come in and hit the stuff that's coming to fight you. But we'll see. We'll see how things play out. We were talking at length about the the Death Riders list, right? I wonder if that's like still has play. Crusader squads. They've got their comeuppance. I love it when someone gets their comeuppance. Sword Brethren are up again to 30 points a model. I mean, I guess. Were people still spamming Sword Brethren? They weren't, right? Like, you took 3 units. Or you took 1 unit rather than 3. I didn't see 3 too many. I guess you saw it occasionally, like the double impulsors and a Redeemer. The Black Templars vehicles all went up an additional 5, so their multi-melted costs 10 now, so it's not like insanely efficient. Crusader squads went up another 10. Jesus Christ. Could you imagine they started at 65? That's so funny. High Marshal Helbrecht's the same. Yeah, Sword Brethren up another 10 points. I don't know if I like that one, but maybe it's fine. Especially because their delivery systems are most likely going up, right? I haven't looked at Space Marines yet. Did the Redeemer get a hike? I guess we should probably take a quick peek. What page are we on right now? 11. All right, everybody. Remember we're on page 11. We'll come back. Redeemer. Nope. What the fuck? G-Dub, why? Why? I play Space Marines and this unit is stupid. It's like the most toxic unit in 40k. Alright, well, just kidding. They're just gonna take regular impulsors instead of Black Templars repulsors, and still take Land Raider Redeemers. So it's totally fine that Sword Brethren went up. I was gonna say that their delivery systems went up, but they basically didn't. They basically got a points reduction if they just take regular impulsors. Oh my god. That's so funny. Blood Angels got a discount on Mephiston. A discount on the Death Company Dreadnought. Oh, that's a dangerous road to walk, G-Dub. 145, still probably okay, but that thing is a blender. Death Company Intercessors are down because they're kind of twash. Sanguinary Guard are 155 points. Really? Alright. So Sanguinary Guard are more expensive than Sword Brethren. Aren't they just like strictly worse? I guess they have a 2 damage power weapon, right? So they don't need to pray for +1 damage. They just have to. Oh, I'm still in 9th edition. I'm so bad at this game. Excuse me, chats. I was looking at old data sheets. I was like, why is this attack? Why don't these weapons have an attack value? So they're base 4 attacks and 2 damage, whereas a Sword Brother is the same, right? It's 4 attacks, 1+1 damage, which is like slightly better than 2. I fucking did it again. Jesus Christ. I just have their datasheet on saved, right? No. Mistakes were made. So they have... This sucks. The Castellan gets a mastercrafted power weapon. Yeah, I guess at baseline, they have basically the same weapon profile, but like with some extra bonuses. And they can switch to a sweet profile if they need to. So I guess the Sanguinary Guard are faster and minus one to be hit and wounded, but their damage output is lower. And I guess they're harder to kill. All right, I'll buy it. I'll buy it. And I think... All right, hear me out. You can attach... you can attach jump captains to this, right? Yeah, so the intercessors with jump packs. So you can put them to strength 8 on their swords. Sanguinary Guard actually okay. I guess they just get outshone by Death Company so much, but Death Company are slightly more expensive now. They're not as expensive though, so you're probably still taking Sanguinary Guard. Interesting. Because the Sanguinary Guard go to like 5 attacks at strength 7, up to strength 8 if you have another buff on them. And they dropped 20 points. Chad, I think Sanguinary Guard might be good now.
Want to thank you on the Defiler advice you gave me a couple of weeks ago. Won a doubles tournament last weekend with one.
Adam Downs, thank you for the super chat. Congratulations on your doubles tournament win, man. Appreciate that. Nice to hear that it went well for you. Appreciate you. Sanguinary Guard are also 2 wounds. Oh, 2 wounds base. Oh, yeah. I forgot the Sword Brother are 3. Yeah, it's like they're 2 wounds, but a 2+ save versus 3 wounds and a 3+ save. It's actually not that. I guess it's like more of a side grade, right? Because the Sanguinary Guard are -1 to be hit and a better save, but lose a wound. So it's actually probably like similar levels of defense. Yeah, okay. So the Sanguinary Guard literally just get speed, basically, for less damage. But I don't know. Are there like 26 points a model? 26 points a model? That's actually kind of good. That's good, right? They're cheaper than Jump Pack Marine, Jump Pack Death Company now. And I don't think they replace them, but I think that you take a mix. I bet there's play with Sanguinary Guard. I believe. I believe it. Jump Pack went up. Jump Pack, Sanguinary Priest, excuse me, went up. Lamarty's went up 10. Oh, jeez. So the Lamarty's brick is 400 points now. That's a lot. That's a lot of points. The Death Company Dreadnought dropped 20. Holy shit. Okay. There's a list with that guy, right? Like, there's gotta be something. You take Storm Ravens or something and just drop him off. Chaos Demons, no changes. Wouldn't have it any other way. Thanks, G-Dub. Chaos Knights. Didn't even up the stupid Great Unclean one, which I appreciate. Chaos Knights, no changes. Easy game. The documents on Warhammer community, chat. I should have put it in the... I should have put the link in the description, but I didn't. Oops. I'm sorry, everyone. Let me go grab the downloads link. Yeah, it is just right here. Ta-da! I'll just pin that in the chat for folks to see, if anybody is wondering. Cool. There it is. Chaos Space Marines. Yeah, they needed some help. We started to see, it was funny last week, like on Tuesday, we talked about a lot of Space Marine lists because they were starting to recover. I think that there's a phenomenon that happens in 40k where it's like when something gets nerfed at all and people just drop it. And there's like a psychological effect too when things get buffed that people pick it up, even if they were good to begin with. Like design teams will just buff things to get people to play them rather than like because of a balance factor. And I think the opposite also happens where you nerf things and people stop playing them. And I'm so bad about this. When in 9th edition, the worst that I had it in 9th edition was when Bellicor got like FAQ'd. He didn't even get nerfed. They just clarified that if you take him in a Supreme Command attachment, he didn't unlock all of your Shadow of Chaos abilities. And I straight up dropped the entire faction. I never played them again. Even though they were really good. I was like, I can't be bothered. And I think that happens, and then people start to kind of like trickle back to the faction, and good players start to do well with them. And I think that's what happens with Chaos Space Marines, where they got super like turbo nerfed way too hard for sure. And people dropped them, and then like over the last couple of weeks they started to creep back in, but it wasn't enough. That was like specific good players doing well. But yeah, as it stands, huge debuffs, or huge buffs. Now, I will say there are some data sheets I think that are going to get their last hurrah here, right? Because the new codex is coming in the next cycle. I don't know if we're going to get Chaos Bikers back, for example. I have a sneaking suspicion these guys will have one remaining season before moving to Legends. So I would steel yourself for that. Where did I put my other document? Man, looking at the Chaos Demon and Chaos Knight changes from last season are hilarious. This is just a field of green. Chaos Bikers down 10. Chaos Terminators down 10. 2 points per model. Cultists down, what is this, 10? 5. Cultists down half a point a model. Cypher is down 15. Cypher might see play. Although 90 is still a little expensive for him. He's not directly competing with demon characters anymore, demon lone operatives. So he's actually probably not too bad. Because he's just a lone operative, right? With upside. 90 is a lot still, but he himself will do stuff. He has a Vect. Just has a Vect. He has like a good shooting profile and also gets to reactively shoot if you shoot at people within 3. He's like a Calidus assassin without the uppy downy, but he's in chaos. Like I actually think you maybe play this guy. He saw play in the very beginning of the edition, and then I think he got nerfed a little bit. Legionaries are down. Holy shit, okay. So the list we were talking about on Tuesday that had like 5 units of Legionaries, like 5x5, is going to drop a ton of points. Because that also had Bikers in it, so that's down like 50 points already. Havocs are down 15. Hellbrutes are down. Yeah, that list also had Hellbrutes, right? Jesus Christ. They buffed that one specifically. The Demon Prince is down 15. Winged Demon Prince is down 15. And Venom Crawler is down 10. Possessed and Raptors are down. Both units that are playable by 10 points and 5 points, respectively. Maulerfiend's down 15, but whatever. Wow, this is huge. What a quality of life update, right? I think at very least, like every Chaos Space Marine list goes down 40, right? Because you had at least some of these. Also, Vindicators are down. Hold up. I just glossed right over that change. They're down 15? Okay. Vindicators were like everyone expected Forge Fiends to get turbo nuked, and so everyone was like Vindicators are the future. and then they didn't see play at all. But like we'll take Warp Smiths and we'll take Vindicators. But that's probably an archetype. There's probably an armored list in there. I guess you take Predator Destructors now, but you want like a little frontline kind of deal, right? Vindicators went down across the board? I guess we haven't seen any Vindicators yet. That's nuts. Really? What? I guess we don't have to worry about land speeder synergies anymore, right? I feel like they paid for the crime of the land speeder when the index first came out, and then land speeders got legended, and they just stayed at the same points value. But we've been seeing so many people play Vindicators recently, right? The last month or so, everyone's windmill slamming 2 Vindicators in their list. I think to deal with like heavy infantry squads, that they're like a little bit of an answer to Custodes, because they don't really take damage on the approach, because the Custodian guard guns don't like accidentally kill them, and they getting like a huge blast attack into Custodian units is huge. But the fact that they're down is like nuts. That's super sick. Okay. Whoa. A golden age of old school 40k. Everybody get on the 60 tactical marines. We'll get all like 3rd edition 40k sculpts out here. Hey, Dark Angels! Thank God, we finally got some green text on the Dark Angels page. Oh my God. Lionel Johnson down 50 points. Deathwing Knights are down 20 for the min unit. I guess they're only a min unit now. Inner Circle Champions dropped... oh, I forgot how many points they were. Oh, I don't know if I have their updated points value. Shit, how many points were in Inner Circle Champions? They were 100 something, right? 105? Were they 105? So they dropped 5 points per model. That's much more reasonable. It still feels too expensive, but that's significantly less stupid. Yeah, Legionary cut is huge for sure. They were 115. 115 points for this fucking shithouse unit. That's so stupid. 90 points is very much more reasonable. What's a Blade Guard veteran at? Right? They are just a side grade from a Blade Guard veteran. The same. Okay. 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 Thank you, GW. Thank you. What we've been saying the entire time. That's just the same unit. They're the same picture. Why does one cost 5 points more per model? Or like, no, more than that, right? Like 7 points more per model. Stupid. Jesus Christ. Johnson's still bad at 300? Yeah, but he's not like laughably bad, I think. Like that dude, he deep strikes, right? So you will get, like, you just get a good rapid ingress out of him. He's basically what the, like, 10 Deathwing Knights wish they could be. And so you just play him as, like, a little rapid ingress, like, annoying dude who just, like, runs around the back line and blows everybody up. And I think in most situations, like, you'll get his points value out of him. But will he do more than that? Probably not. And that's kind of what you need off of a one-off unit. Because he's also costing you command points. So, like... I think he's like fringe playable. I don't think he's good, but I think he's not like trash. Twash. I kind of want to play Lionel Johnson. Maybe I should make a Lionel Johnson list. Give him a run. Be cool. It's nice that Deathwing Knights got a cut. But I don't know if you play them still. They're still kind of awkward. Deathwing Terminators are down 10. Death Guard. The Hellbrute went down. Oh, that's cool. The Hellbrute has the coolest ability. And so I feel like we all sort of assumed that the Hellbrute would see more play than it is. Pull up his data sheet real quick. He's the guy who shoots Contagion onto people, right? And that's like such a sick ability. I don't know why I just clicked on the first Hellbrute I saw. That was stupid. I'm bad at navigating wikis, apparently, is what we're learning about me today. Death Guard, Hellbrute. I know, Inky. Yeah, so after he's selected, he shoots you and you get Contagion. Oh my god, Cat. Jesus Christ. And he does impact attacks. This guy rules. So I think the lists where you're focusing on the Predator Destructors, I bet he's actually kind of goated. Because he can shoot -1 saving throw onto whatever you want, right? At like super long range. I bet this guy's good. And that's not too expensive for like a pretty reasonable vehicle. 130? That's kind of cheapo. $250 would be playable? Yeah, maybe. Because Johnson's not a support character. People talking about like Robo Booty Gilly Man at like oh, he should be 270. I'm like, you're an idiot. That man is too good for that points value. But Johnson's just like, you get whatever, a 4+ field up pain against mortal wounds. Okay. Thank you. Thanks, boss. You're the best. Or the weird, like, if you spend a CP, like, he could tax you or whatever. No changes for Deathwatch. That feels like a mistake. Come on, Deathwatch. Deathwatch is like the worst faction in the game right now, right? Like, unironically. I don't know what we're doing there, team. No changes for Drukhari. Interesting. That's probably fine. I think Drukhari are okay. I don't know if there's anything that I would specifically like to see buffed in Drukhari. Everything seems kind of like just fine. Maybe I don't know. I was gonna say maybe the planes, but the planes still see play. Maybe like Talos. I think probably Talos. They're really bad in Sky Splinter, and that's really the only way to play them. Like, you can play them. I think they're okay, but they don't get any buffs from the detachment at all. So, yeah, that would be the one place I would like to see changes. Genestealer Cults. Let's go. Sad you never see Loyalist Primarchs and Traders are auto-included. Yeah. It's like, I think it's sort of it's like a conceptual thing. Like the way that Demon Primarchs are constructed, like the way that they are thematically designed. My cat is co-opting the camera. What are you doing? Oh, you're trying to climb? All right. You're going to fall down, you silly goose. Come here. There you go. Is just better for 40k. Like, Demon Primarchs tend to be like more of a powerhouse in and of themselves, and they tend to be fast and big, right? And those are good things in 40k, whereas Loyalist Primarchs are small and slow and tend to be more like support-oriented, and those tend to be a little bit tougher to make good. Like, I think Gilliman's good, but I think that it's hard to put him in a points value where he's not super busted. Face a Death Guard artillery spam using Hellbrute? It's pretty nuts. Yeah. Yeah, there's like the list going around right now that's running like triple fetid bloat drones, triple plague burst crawlers, triple destructors. I think that list is really strong. And if you just can slot a Hellbrute in there as well, that would be huge. So Genestealer Cults saw a points cut to, let's see, Aberrants went down 1 point per model. Okay, well, no. That's something, I guess. Achilles Ridge Runners went down 10. That is good, because you're always taking an Achilles Ridge Runner, so you just constantly, you're always getting points off there. Goliath Rock Grinder went down 25. Fair enough. And the Goliath truck went down 20. Oh, okay. Well, that's good. The Goliath truck actually is unironically strong. I guess it did need to see a little bit of a buff because it got nerfed in the last update where you couldn't throw bombs out the back, but it's still good as an Acolyte hybrid delivery system. So like you can't throw your one-shots out the top anymore, but you can just disembark and throw them, and I think that's fine in and of itself. It gives you threat on turn 1 without having to wait for turn 2 to tunnel crawl in range to throw bombs at people. So it gives you like a little bit of additional threat range if your opponent's being aggressive against you. Which it sounds like if orcs are going to be popular, that might just be kind of required, so they don't push you out super hard, and you can just get to kill something before they go. Can you not stand directly in front of the monitor that I need to read the points values on? I know, it's so sad. Oh, you're so sad. Oh, poor baby. Where are you going? Okay. Jesus Christ. All right. Well, you live up there now, I guess. Grey Knights. Librarian went up again. Did we see any changes to Nemesis Dread Knights? Just regular Nemesis Dread Knights. Okay. I know, baby. So Purgation Squad's down, Purifier Squad's down, Strike Squad's down, Interceptor Squad's down. By how many points? 5 points. 5 points each. That's nice. So the Little Marines all went down. Nemesis Dread Knights went up 10. And the Tech Marine went up 10. So you're probably losing 40-ish points, but saving 5. If you're taking like the 6 Dread Knight plus Tech Marine list. And then you might get a couple points back here, which is, I think, totally fair. The Brother Librarian going up is sad, but I think I'm biased because I think that model's cool. Stealth rule's too strong? Yeah. I'll hail the 4-pot Emperor. All hail. She's literally sits above me. Okay. This seems fair. I was expecting Nemesis Grandmasters to go up too, but I guess the real issue is the speed on the regular Nemesis Dread Knight, because they can just be so fast while on the table that the Nemesis Grandmaster definitely doesn't feel like it's as big of a thing. Also, he gives up Assassination and Bring It Down, so there's like you're already like disincentivized from spamming him. Imperial Knights, no changes. I don't know about that, chat. No changes at all. Leagues of Votann, Hearthkin went down 10, it looks like. Uthar the Destined, also down 10? Yeah. Hearthkin down 10, Uthar down 10. Uthar's kind of okay, right? He's just like... Oh. He's just like a weird, devastating wound factory. Although he has maybe one of like the dumbest... like abilities. They can change one hitter wound roll made to a 6, but it's only for him. But that means he automatically devastates with his guns, or with his attacks, which is kind of cool. Like at least one of them, which is pretty sweet. I think I saw some people just taking him as a melee model, because 5 attacks, like strength 6 with +1 to wound, it means he wounds most things on 4s at AP 3. And then also automatically wounds one of them. And he's super hard to kill himself, right? 5 wounds and you have to convert 5 total attacks onto him. I guess he's only a 3+ save, so he'll probably take them fairly quickly. But the fact that he doesn't really have any leadership abilities is kind of weird. And once per battle round, yeah, he just gives Judgment Token the call ability. I don't know. It feels like they want him to be this like big high impact guy, but he's just a little man. I bet if you costed him like he was a throwaway melee unit, I think he would be really good. He doesn't do quite enough damage to like one-shot another unit right now, and that's kind of a problem. Like, if he could go in and kill 5 Space Marines, I think he would play him. But he probably he drops like 1 or 2 attacks and then just gets pooped on. So I think he wants to be like in the 70s probably, but we're getting close. We're getting there. Hearthkin Warriors down 10 is 9 because we have at least one of those units in your army, so it's just a little buff. Uh-oh, chat. It's the big one. Necrons. Catan Shard of the Nightbringer is up 25 points. Totally fair. Necron player's gonna hate me. Oh, Nightbringer was... No, he's up 40 points. Okay, just kidding. I forgot how stupid the points values were originally. Yeah. 255 for that piece of shit. Okay. Yeah. Okay. 40 points for Nightbringer. 20 points for Void Dragon. You know what? They got off light. Well, that's what I'll say about that. Chronomancer is up 15. Oh, geez. Catacomb Command Barge is down 20. I guess so. Sure. Are you going to play a Catacomb Command Barge? Probably not. Death Marks are down 5. That's all right. Flayed Ones down 10. That's good. Flayed Ones fucking rule. Illuminor Ceres up 15. Thank God. That dude was a little bit undercosted. Immortals up. Now, that one I don't think I like. The only thing that Immortals were good at was being a boat for other characters. And if the characters get points increases, I don't think you also need to increase the Immortals. That doesn't make sense. Monolith is up 25. Yeah, I don't know if I like that either. I don't know if the Monolith is only good as a reflection of Hypercrypt Legion. And if you're buffing the Monolith and the stuff inside it, then I don't think you just don't play either. I don't know. You're paying like a 350 point tax to deliver all of these other units. And if those units are more expensive, then the whole combo is less efficient, but I don't think you also need to nerf their delivery system. Ophidian Destroyers are down, which is nice. Oh, jeez. I think I got hair in my mouth from my cat. I got itchy nose, chat. I apologize. Ophidian Destroyers are down 10. Those guys are alright, so that's not too bad. Plasmancer's up 10. Scorpek Destroyers down 10. Gotta give me more than 10 on those guys, man. Scorpek Lords down 20. Are we on Annihilation Legion? Let's go! That one dude's Annihilation Legion list has dropped like fucking 100 points. Technomancer is up 25. Alright. Transcendent Catan is up 10. That's whatever. Dimensional Overseer went up 15. That's not even the good one in the in the detachment. That was the 10.1. It let you hyperphase 4 things, but you never actually needed to. I think I saw in the games that I played Hypercrypt Legion, I think I used Dimensional Overseer 1 time. And in the games I played against it, I think I saw people use it 1 time. That's a weird one. That feels like such a malicious nerf, if that makes sense, right? Because basically what you're doing is you're saying that you don't have you don't have a points fixer. Because if you're taking the big heavy stuff like Doomsday Arcs and all that stuff, everything comes in chunks, and so you typically have 10 to 15 points left over. So Dimensional Overseer is just a little filler for that. And if you increase that to 25 points, and you don't have points for the transfer node, you're basically just playing points down. So it taxes the entire list. I don't even know what the transfer node does. That's not a Risen Tyrant. It's not the one that... No, it's Asteosclave Fulcrum gives you Deep Strike. Supercrypt Legion. Oh, you auto advance 6. Okay. You auto advance 6 in the detachment that teleports everything. Cool. Cool, man. Thank you. Trash. Yeah, alright, that's brutal. At least they didn't hit Wraiths, right? Like, I think that would have been, like, the icing on the cake. If you hit Wraiths and their character. Is there a universe where you take Wraiths without a Technomancer? Because they're still, like, fairly efficient, right? I guess they're kind of expensive. They're 37 points a model. Maybe you take them in 3s. Without the character. 85 for a Technomancer is just, like, insanely expensive. I think you're on, like, the Flayed One boat for sure. Points cost reduction on Flayed Ones is pretty cool. I don't like this change. These are the changes that I don't like. Although, I think a Technomancer change is, like, I think a little bit more elegant than just windmill slamming Wraiths. Just, like, taking Wraiths out the back of the shed and shooting them. And, like, a 25-point increase on what is otherwise a 280-point unit is actually not... It's not that much, right? What is that? What's that percentage-wise? Like 9%, 8.9%, yeah. So it's a little under a 10% nerf. It's just weird that it's on one model, I guess. I guess I almost would have preferred them hit race like a little bit instead of like nuking the Technomancer. I don't know. That's bizarre. Units at 3 for utility, they're okay? Yeah, maybe. Hitting Immortals and not helping Warriors is dumb. Well, Warriors were seeing about as much play as Immortals. I do agree, though, that getting the characters nerfed is going to make Warriors... They, like, got caught in the crossfire, right? Because the characters are going to make the warrior bricks more expensive. I don't know if that's bad, though, right? Because like, maybe you could drop 5 points off warriors or something, but you can't really make them much less expensive because you start to get into the territory where they're, like, really good spammed. So, yeah, I don't know. I think the warriors are okay already. They're just, I guess, going to be more expensive via the transitive property.
RIP Admech to player wallet.
Omniscience makes thanks to the super chat, man. Yeah, more stuff to buy, everybody. Although, Sisters did get kind of like, they got nerfed overall, right? So they actually have a little bit less to play with. Although Demonifuge, less expensive. You can buy those two. Wish Josh Roberts was playing my faction. I don't know. I feel like Josh Roberts nerfs. I think he plays what he thinks is good, and if he's playing your faction, it's probably a sign of bad thing of you know, nightmares to come, right? Because he'll probably think that faction's too strong and then nuke them. Race didn't go up 15, chat. Race went up 25. But the other thing is, like, you didn't see Wraiths outside of the detachment specifically built entirely around making Wraiths good, right? like you saw one. There were like a 0 to 1 in Hypercrypt maybe. And to be honest, it feels like most of these nerfs are around Hypercrypt, right? Like I guess like the spammy Canoptek court list where you're like, I'm gonna take only 4+ invuln save, 5+ feel no pains, and I'm gonna stat check my opponent out of the game. You know what? Let's be fair. That list deserves to get nerfed because that's a stupid playstyle. Get good. But it seems like the other nerfs, like the ones around Technomancers and Chronomancers and stuff, and the hit to the Monolith, is mostly going to hit Hypercrypt Legion. If you're not just taking Catan Shards and Wraiths, you lost 100 points off your Canoptek Core, right? But it's not like you didn't. That sucks, but it's not like the end of the world. Oh yeah, I guess Awakened Dynasty played them. Yeah. You're not wrong. I had a point. Oh, but Khazarkin were just, every list took 3 of them, you know what I mean? Like, Khazarkin were 2 universal, I think, which is the comparison. And that's a little bit, I guess that's probably the rationale, but it is a little annoying that, you know, you can compare across detachments in Necrons, but you can't do that in Astra Militarum. But I think they're trying to make the factions that don't have codexes yet a little bit more well-rounded, rather than just taking 3 of 2 different data sheets and then calling it a day. 100-ish points, yeah, and I think 100-ish points. I don't know. It still feels like maybe a little bit too much. Maybe I'm biased. I don't know. I felt like Necrons were really good, but I never felt like they were oppressively good. And I think you could 100 points is maybe a little love tap. But I could understand why the Hypercrypt Legion playstyle was a little bit too silly. And Hypercrypt Legion got hit pretty hard, right? Because you took 4 of the characters and they all went up 15. So that's 60, 85, and then you always took these 2, so you end up 150 points. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, every Canoptek list takes 3 units of 6 Wraiths, because what else are you gonna take? Real talk, what are the other Canoptek units? Scarabs, already taking them. Doomstalkers, not great. And then the little fucking laser beam guys, Acanthrites. You only have 3 units. Of course you're gonna take Wraiths. They're the ones that hold your objectives for you. Yeah, I mean, it's, I guess the Reanimator. Ooh, we could have points cut the Reanimator, make people feel good. I mean, if you want to reduce the power level of Canoptek Court, you're gonna hit Wraiths, but they don't really have any, because they don't really have anywhere else to go. Hypercrypt might be better now. Yeah, I think so. Canoptek Court. I think Hypercrypt. I think Hypercrypt moves to the gun list where you're redeploying Doomsday Arcs and stuff and Locust Destroyers. I'm a little worried that Hypercrypt doesn't have anything to be in the middle of the table. I wonder if we see Tesseract Vaults come back. Because the thing that the Catan Shards give Hypercrypt Legion is the ability to deploy into the center and not just get vaporized. And sometimes they took 1 Wraith unit for that, and sometimes and most of the time they just windmill slammed 3 Catan Shards and called it a day. But I think they're gonna have to get much more creative. Because the Doomsday Arcs and that other stuff is not gonna hold they're not gonna hold the fort, right? They're not gonna standing on objectives and taking charges. They want to sit in the back and remain stationary. I bet there's a list in there somewhere. You can probably still just play warriors and teleport them around and steal people's objectives. I wonder if there's a list that's units of maybe it's units of 20 warriors with the Chronomancer and nothing else. We're not even putting the them in monoliths were just taking them and then using cosmic precision to steal objectives and screen, and then just shooting people with like 3 Doomsday Arcs. I bet that list is probably fine. We like don't even do the monolith turn 1 deep strike thing. We're like, yeah, I'm not into it. You give one of the chronomancers the upgrade to give them deep strike, so they can uppy downy turn 1, and then you just like race idiot warrior squads across the table, and you do like 2 warrior units, and then you like pay the CP, cosmic precision them, cross the entire board with a unit of 20, take every objective, pass the turn. Lose 20 warriors, but shoot your opponent, and then do it again, and then like follow up with something else. I don't know. That's probably a list. Also, yeah, Annihilation Legion got way better. Annihilation Legion drops like, if you're taking triple Ophidians, that's 30. If you're taking 18 Scorpaks, that's 60, right? So 90. Probably 60 there. You dropped like 150 to like 200-ish points, depending on how many flayed ones you take. Might unironically be okay. Hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. Interesting. That's definitely the big headliner today. All right, let's talk about orcs. Okay, I don't know if I have the orc points values. Let me see if I do. I think I have the codex here. But I don't know if it has points values on it. Yeah, I don't know. All right, people are gonna have to bear with me here on this one, because we can't look at changes too easily. I don't know exactly what the original points values were. So Battle Wagon looks like it's the same. Beast Nagas are the same. The Beast Boss went down 20. Let's open that up. So, is the Beast Boss unchanged from his last version? He still gets like devastating wounds when he wah. Oh, when you charge. Yeah, when you charge. So he's like basically identical. It gives you +1 to hit to your Beast Nagas and devastating when he charges, and he's anti-monster, anti-vehicle. 80 points for that guy feels pretty good. So he got a cut. Let's see. Shock attack on guy is the same. Boss Bunka is the same. Who cares? Blitzabomb is the same. Boom Deckus Nazwagon's the same. Zagstruck got removed, so who cares about him? Snickrot is the same, but he lone ops now, right? That's like his deal. Yeah, he's a lone operative leader, so you can just take him by himself, and then he can uppy downy. Man, Snickrot rules, and he's 85 points. You're just going to take this guy in every list, I think. Yeah, did not go up at all. Yep, you're definitely going to take him in every list. You're never going to not take that guy. What an absolute Chad. It's also 6 wounds, toughness 5. Okay. Regular boys are the same. Burna boys are the same. Burna Bomber is the same. This is all unchanged, it looks like. Oh, Flash Kits got cut. Yeah, so Flash Kits lost Captain Badrock, so they dropped 15 points, so 3 points a model. I have a hard time seeing the use case if they don't have Badrock, because it turns out like a ballistic scale 5 shooting unit's just really bad. So I don't know. Thraka is the same. The Gorkanaut is the same. Gretchen are the same. This is all the same. Mega knobs are unchanged. 30 points a model. Interesting. Mech guns got a small decrease. They went down 5 points per model. I don't know what the new mech gun datasheet looks like. Are they good? Are mech guns good? Ah, chat, I scrolled right to it in the codex. Look at me go. If they show a unit at its starting strength excluding monsters or vehicles. So that's wildly wildly situational. Okay. They get a blast 3 damage gun and can switch it for a tractor cannon, which is just a las cannon with anti-fly devastating. Holy shit. Okay. You gotta hit with it though. And a mega cannon, which is a really bad gun. Oh, it's D6 shots, okay. And, or the bubble chukka, which kind of rules. But you have to roll for what it does, right? Roll 1d6 to determine its profiles. Amazing. Hilarious. Yeah. 50 points per model? Probably fine. That seems okay. And they benefit from like the press the red button stuff, right? So they can get the benefits out of the new Dread Mob detachment. That seems okay. You just go bubble chukka? Do you? I don't know. The randomness is like kind of funny. Because I think you're typically only going to have one target available. And I don't know how often you're going to have... You're going to, like, you know, get the profile that you want for whatever you can see. Because the benefit is that, like, they have a good profile for whatever you're shooting at, but you don't know when you get the access to them, right? All right. Let's look at the other stuff. Morkanauts went down. Mozrex Greybag is the same. He joins units now. Oh, no. He went down 30, actually. Yeah, that makes sense. So, yeah, the Squigosaur boss, I think, also went down 35. Yeah, because those guys are unit leaders now. They're not like 4+ feel no pain chads by themselves. They now have to join into a unit and give them buffs. Which makes a little bit more sense. But I don't know. I like the single cavalry guys. It's like a cool unit archetype for me, but it makes sense where they would be at. Shock jump. It's the same. Did the Smash a Squig Knob go anywhere? Where'd he go? Chat, what happened to the Smash a Squig Knob? Is he gone? Oh, he's just a unit champion now. Aww. Wait, is he a kit? Do you have to buy this kit? Or does he come in the Squighog Rider box? He comes in the box. You get 4 guys. I never knew that. I had no idea. So their unit, instead of being 3 to 6, their unit is now 4 to 8. Huh. And you can now attach a character alongside it. Is that a buff? Hold up. Wait a minute. So you can get 9 models in a Squig Boy unit? Huh. That's insane. Okay. So, yeah, that's very hard to tabulate compared to the old version, right? Because you used to attach the character inside. And then the new beast boss. What does he give them? He gives them +1 to charge. Oh, so they lost access to their +1 to hit. Ah, okay. Okay. All right. So let's call it a side grade. That's interesting. Yeah. I don't know how to feel about that. Because they became less consistent, right? But they, I don't know. You get a big stupid, like, tank unit. And you can give them, like, -1 to be wounded with hard as nails and all that stuff. The Beast Boss has the free heroic intervention thing. A little bit weird. Also, he's OC3. What a Chad. Can run 3 of them and have some backfield stuff. Yeah, we'll call it the Stork Lance. the Orc Lance Task Force. The Thundork Wolf Cavalry. Yeah, so they used to be. There's the old Squig boys. They used to be 41 point or like 42 points a model, and now they are flat 40. So they also got a points reduction. All right, fair enough. Trucks are the same. Tank Bustas are the same. Storm Boys are the same. Stompa is the same. Ooh, chat. Warboss is the same. Mega Armored Warboss is the same. Wazbomb is the same. Everything else is the same. Well, I definitely expected to see these guys go up a little bit. That's a little scary. They did lose Grot tanks, though, so that's kind of a thing. But, Orks gonna be real good, chat? Is that what we're feeling? Yeah, 27, I think, is not good. Like, I think that Thunderwolves make it work because they're, like, wildly efficient. But I don't know if Orks have the same, like, flexibility. But maybe, I don't know. It's like it's a fun meme list, and you'll 2-1 with that list probably. But I think the one dude with a bunch of screens will just like windmill slam in front of you, and your whole army will not move for the entire game and then die. Which is the classic cavalry problem, where like a single man stands in front of the horse. The classic problem that horses have had through battles in history is a guy standing in front of them stops them. That's always been the problem with cavalry, right? It's been that they've had a hard time crushing through loose formations of infantry. You know, very realistic game. Worst part is that boys spam green tide might be the meta list. Yeah, I mean, I could see it. I'm sure that there's 8 detachments in that stupid codex, right? Like, there's an infinite amount of like variety. What ends up being good, I think, is gonna be, I don't know. There's like a lot of there's so many options. There's so many choices. It'll take us a couple weeks to find the best one. And I think people are still gonna be like coming out of like with random like weird pet lists that are super strong from this codex for ages. I wish that other codexes got the same treatment as Orks. I think we talked about it on the Discord, but I have like a sneaking suspicion that the amount of data sheets in a codex is directly related to the number of ideas for detachments that the design team had. I feel like the design team gets like 2 weeks to write these codexes, and they go to the drawing board and they go like, okay, we have a 30-minute meeting right now. Let's write out all the detachments we can think of because we have to design them tomorrow. So they write down like everything that like comes out of their head, and then they're like, okay, print it, let's go, we have to move. It feels like it's very frenetic, and orcs are just really easy to design detachments around because they like have all the different clans, and they have like a huge variety of units, and they have all these different, you know, orc sub factions and all this stuff. You know, you got the speed you've got the green tide, you've got you know, all this stuff, and I feel like it's much easier to design for orcs than it is for, like, for, say, Adeptus Custodes, where they're like, what, okay, the Adeptus Custodes have always been the same thing, every army's identical, what can we do? And they're like, I don't know, something with Sisters of Silence, and then they duplicate that twice, and then call it a day. I feel like, I don't know, that's kind of where my head's at. That's what it felt like with this release. Because you could probably design, like, very, very specialized Adeptus Custodes lists, but it also requires you to take into account their Forge World options and stuff. There are no rules changes this time around, chat. I think that people are pointing out earlier that the rules changes usually come biannually. So we saw rules changes in January, so we probably won't see them again until June or July. So yeah, the only thing that changed were points. Everything else was identical. Adeptus Custodes are gold. All right, Space Marines. What have we got for you today? Assault Intercessors with Jump Axe went down 5 points. That's nice. They were already seeing play, so that's actually like you got a couple points off of Blood Angels with that. That's actually solid. Brutalis Dreadnought went down 15. Hell yeah. And he also occasionally sees play as a strategic reserve. Or in, like, the weird Stormraven lists. Eliminators went up 10, which is bizarre. But I think that maybe maybe they're paying for the sins of double shooting with the Impulsor. I don't know. Hellblasters went down again. I guess they hadn't been reduced in points cost for a while. It went down 2 points per model, 10 for the min unit, 20 for the big unit. That's really good, actually. Like, Hellblasters are already on the fringe. You could start Fire Discipline comboing Hellblaster squads. It's actually probably really solid. The whole combo just takes a lieutenant, right? Because with Fire Discipline, how much is Fire Discipline right now? Like 25? 30. And a base lieutenant's like 60? Where's the stupid lieutenant at? 65? So you're paying 95. 315? That's not too bad. Versus like an aggressor squad with an apothecary biologus, which is already like 325. I guess it's only 10 points more. I don't know. I bet it's okay. That feels unironically kind of okay. Plus, you can take 5 models. I think the 5-man squads in Hellblasters are also underplayed, it feels like. You can really, like, you can mess with people's turns in a skirmish. Like, when you have a bunch of little units shooting at each other. Hellblasters, like, double tap themselves, basically. Because they can shoot, overcharge, die, shoot again. And then when you shoot back on them, it takes you a shooting activation to kill them. And then they shoot back. And they have the potential to kill an extra unit during your turn. So if they shoot at something that hasn't fired yet, they're actually just removing efficiency from your army. They're actually, like, really kind of hard to kill in that way. They make your army, like, sort of generically tougher. And Cursor's down 5, which is nice as well for all of those +1 to hit combos. Stormraven gunships are up. Sorry, Ironstorm Spearhead. You've already taken your first casualty. Tactical squads went down, chat! Let's go! What? The Battle Company list went down 120 points. Wait. Hear me out. Hear me out. This list might be bonkers. You get another you get another Devastator squad in that list. Wait. I think that list might be insane. Let's go. I was like, oh, tactical squads are they're bad but playable at 160. Are they good at 140? Like unironically good. They're basically 270 point utility units, but they get a multi-melta. I guess it's not as good as Scouts, right? Because Scouts are 60. Where's Scouts at? Inky, can you stop destroying everything? She's in the back ripping something apart, and I hope it's not valuable. Oh, Scouts are beginning of that, so they're at the bottom. 65. So it's only 5 points more than Scouts. And you're tougher to kill and have an invuln save? Or have a heavy weapon and a special weapon? And a power fist? What is my cat doing? Jesus Christ. Yeah, I think tactical squads might be goated. Are Devastator squads the same? They did not get a change, right? Yeah. You could probably drop those guys, but I think it's whatever. They feel a little pricey at 120 because they're 4+ ballistic skill for whatever reason, but it is what it is. Yeah, but their heavy weapon's not as good, right? Like, Scouts get a missile launcher, but I would argue that a multi-melta is just superior to a missile launcher, and a multi-gun's probably superior to a sniper rifle. But then again, like, you don't get both, you know what I mean? So it's not a perfect thing. But the other benefit is that you can take more. Like, you probably take, like, if you're playing it really reasonably, you know what I mean? If you're not, like, memeing with 60 Tactical Marines. You can take 3 scout units. Oh, they're also OC2. That's a big change, actually. But you can take 3 scout units, and then you can fill out the rest with tacticals. And the benefit of the tacticals is that they're battle lines, so you get 6 of them. So, like, the volume of units ends up, like, overpowering a lot of armies that don't have really good infantry clear. Like medium infantry killing. Oh, I bet that battle company list actually rules. Oh, I want to go back to it. Oh, I have so many other lists I want to play, but I want to play 60 Tactical Marines again. And I get more models in it. Oh, oh my God. Damn it. Why are you like this? Also, dude, does GW just, like, watch my videos and then buff all the lists I'm playing? I'm playing 10 Terminators in Space Wolves right now, and they also got a points cut. 2 points per model. I got 20 points off my Space Wolf squad, my Space Wolf army, too. Oh, no, that was Assault Terminators. Hold up. Oh. The regular Terminators get the same? They did, yeah. GW loves me, chat. GW is a member of my Patreon and watches all my Patreon list building videos. Jesus Christ. Tactical war gear is it's 1 special, 1 heavy, and then your sergeant gets a pistol and a special weapon. So you typically end up splitting into a 5-man bolter team and a heavy special sergeant 2 bolter, like a attack team basically. And then oftentimes what'll happen is that you leave your 5-mans either in strategic reserve or in your backline, and they will, like, do all your actions for you. So your actions are just, like, taken care of because you have 6 units running around doing them. And then you throw the other unit into the fight, and they go into a rhino or something. You can, like, double up 2 of them into a rhino, and then jump out with, like, 2 multi-meltas, 2 multi-guns, 2 infernal pistols, and 2 power fists. Pretty solid. I'm just ahead of the curve. Oh, Chad. I'm too strong. I can't be stopped. Oh my god. Ironstorm Spearhead also getting another hit. So they didn't hit any of the vehicles besides the Storm Raven, which is interesting. Which I think is good. Alright, so this is a thing that I never considered with enhancements, right? When enhancements became points cost upgrades, I was like, I don't like that. Because what it does is it means that you don't have the flexibility that you did previously to purchase or not purchase them. They points fill, which is nice, but they also give you the ability to specifically depower unique archetypes. So instead of hitting being like, oh, Repulsor Executioners are too good in Ironstorm, so we're going to make them more expensive, that just makes them worse for every detachment, even the detachments that aren't as good with them. But what they can just do is hit the enhancements that synergize with them, and that's what they did. So they put Master of Machine War up 10, Adeptus the Omnissiah up 10. So it's not a huge hit, but given that those are already really expensive, so now you're paying over 100 points for your Ironstorm enhancements, you might have to lose one of the upgrades that makes them so powerful. And I think that's really cool. And I had not considered that before, but that's like a really unique lever that they can pull to make specific combos worse. Nice. So the Ironstorm Spearhead that was like double Stormraven has gone up like 80. And that was basically the only change, which I think is fair. Because the other Space Marine varieties were like okay, but they weren't killing everyone. Except for Black Templars, but Black Templars got hammered, so fair enough. Come play Firstborn in BCO6. When's BCO6 launching, dudes? I have to launch a GT myself before the end of the season. I've just been so busy, I keep meaning to do it, and then I forget. It could take another Devastator squad. Woohoo! Wolfguard Terminators also got a points cut. Are they still awkwardly like more than Terminators? They are. This is so weird. I don't understand this. Regular Terminators are almost strictly superior to Wolfguard Terminators. Wolfguard just get a better when they're targeting. Their hit buff ability is slightly better, but they lose a teleport homer. It's not a side grade. The teleport homer's goated. Wolf Scouts got a points cut, but that's it. Fair enough. Nothing happened to Stormlance at all. The Wolf Lance remains unmolested, which is probably fine. All right. May 3rd. Oh shit. Wolfguard get different war gear. I don't think it's better. I think they can take combi weapons is the difference. But combi weapons are just like, I don't know. I feel like they're worse than Stormbolters. Because you don't get wound rerolls. If you got wound rerolls from Oaths of Moment still, then they would be better. And that's probably feels like what they're maybe designed around, but and I think they can mix and match assault and ranged profiles, but at least in my sort of experience, you're just taking them to shoot people. So who cares about the melee profiles? I'm not taking Terminator squads to be my melee unit. All right, I could take aggressors or one of the other thousands melee units in the Space Marine Codex for that. They get. Yeah, they can take combi weapons. And you can mix and match melee weapons if you want to. So they can do the Deathwing Terminator thing where they can mix assault Terminator profiles into your regular Terminators, but I don't think that really matters. I don't know if anybody's that excited about a 3-attack Thunderhammer, you know what I mean? You're I could take that instead of my 3-attack Power Fist with basically the same profile that I already get with my gun, so yeah. I guess they could take Storm Shield, Storm Bolter, right? That's kind of cute. Like they can do like the Breacher team thing, but you want the melee profile. Like that's a big part of the unit of like the Kingsguard unit, which is that you get to shoot something directly off the table, and then you also are like this huge melee boat. You need to be, for a unit that costs like 550 points, you need to be operating multiple phases. So like that's cute, but I don't think you ever do it. Kind of adorable. Yeah, I did see that, chat. Yeah, so in the announcement, I think we'll do this in lieu of looking at the Tau points. And I know someone in the comment section is going to freak out because I keep skipping Tau on stuff. But, I don't know. It sucks. I'm sorry, Tau players, that you got a Codex announced like 3 months before it was fucking actually released. Tau Empire points still match their index values. Codex is available for pre-order Saturday, so a Munitorum Field Manual update when the Codex appears in stores. So probably, they will probably have to wait 10 days before they get their actual points values. So these are irrelevant right now. I guess, like, you can play the new Codex and just, you know, be like, oh, I'll play these points values. But, like, they're bad, right? Like, your Breacher teams are... Oh, no, these match the old indexes. Yeah, okay. So this is probably fine. Oh, no, they don't have the new Crisis Battlesuit teams. Yeah, so you start playing index points until the new Munitorum comes out still, yeah. Agent X, right? Yeah, that unit has exceeded my wildest expectations. That unit is absolutely goated. It's super fun and cool. One-shotting a knight with Stormbolters was pretty rad the other day. I'm playing it in tomorrow, by the way. Tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. U.S. Eastern. Come hang out with me on Twitch. I'm going to play against Necrons with the Kingsguard. We're going to see how many Canoptech Wraiths a unit of Terminators can kill. Hopefully, the thing is... we roll good. Hopefully we roll a bunch of 6-up lethal hits. Thousand Suns! Thousand Suns got buffed? Chat. I literally just recorded a fucking video with these units yesterday. Last night. Like 10 hours ago, I recorded a video with a Thousand Suns list. So I have to rebuild my list? God damn it. It gets an appreciable number of points back, too. Motherfucker. Thank you. Thanks, GW. I can't believe you watch my videos before they come out and then buff all the units I take. Thousand Suns Cultists down 5. That's sick because I think I'm gonna die, or I'm gonna make my stand. I'm gonna plant my banner. I think there is a 2+ inclusion now. I think you take 2 to 3 units of them because, especially if Orks are really good, you need Thousand Suns Cultists. You need immense numbers of cultists to run in front of them. Demon Prince went down 10. Winged Demon Prince went down 15. The Winged Demon Prince is actually really cool, and I wonder if it will see more play now. The Thousand Suns Winged Demon Prince gets an uppy downy. It gets a redeployment, so it's kind of like a really annoying Calidus, but it's also just like a 10 wound monster with a 3 damage melee attack. So you can like hop it into the back and then double move it into annoying places to like teleport homers, and then use it to just like kill all of their utility. I actually think this guy's not too bad. He also bombing runs things he moves over, which is really hard to do when he deep strikes. He mathematically doesn't get it on the turn he deep strikes, but on future turns you can usually do mortal wounds with him too. So I think this guy, there's play with this guy, and especially now that he's not kind of like a little overcosted. At 180, he's definitely interesting. Hellbrute went down 15. Ooh, and the Hellbrute's good too. Oh, the Thousand Suns Hellbrute regens Cabal points, Henry Cavill points when you perform rituals within 8 of him, I think, or within 6 of him. So if he's standing in your brick with Magnus, And Magnus is like doing like free strat on myself. Reroll saving throw. He's just generating you additional Cabal points with that. That's super sick. Mauler Fiend's down 15, but who cares? The Thousand Sons Mauler Fiend gets like a free heroic intervention. It's like really dumb. And then the Vindicator's down 15. Which I don't think is playable over a Mutalith Vortex Beast, but at least it's comparative. It's 10 points more, and it's probably a similar level of resilience. It shoots a little harder, but it doesn't melee as good, and it doesn't have the Mortal Wound thing and all the utility, so... I think it's slightly worse than the Mutalith, but it's definitely at least comparable. Am I finally going to admit that Thousand Sons are a top 3 faction? I mean, we'll see how they do. They're definitely looking pretty nice, but did you see the Thousand Sons games we streamed yesterday or on Tuesday? They had a really good turn 2 and then got tabled instantly. And I don't think that changes. I don't think having 10 extra points to play with changes, but I do like these changes. Definitely feels much better. Oh no, actually their enhancements got nerfed. Oh, just kidding. Never mind. Now this faction's trash again. Lord of Forbidden Lore up 10. Arcane Vortex up 10. Oh, they actually got nerfed. Oh, okay. Scarab Cults went down 3 points per model. That's alright. Man, wind out of my sails. Jesus Christ. Okay, so they went... Yeah, they ended up actually losing points in most lists. You get 10 off the Demon Prince, so that, like, makes up your Arcane Vortex, and you might get 10 off your Cultist. So it's a side grade, I think. Yeah, it's a side grade. All right, so they're the same. I just totally missed that. All right, fair enough. Well, I don't have to re-record my video, chat, because I had 2 units of Cultists and a Demon Prince, and that exactly makes up for the points I spent on my enhancements. Yay! If you're using Gladius, Terminators can wipe out 1 unit of shooting and 1 in melee. We did the math the other day. I think when the pairings went up, I believe that they don't quite kill 1 in shooting, and I don't think they kill 1 in melee. Especially not in the same turn. So it's a little bit awkward because they shoot. It's really weird because you have to stay outside. You have to stay within 12, but outside 9. And then they only on average do like 22 damage or something. So they leave like 1 Wraith and the Technomancer alive. Was what we came out with on average. But obviously you could spike. It's super duper spiky. There's a million rerolls in there. Tyranids! What did we get for Tyranids? Barbgaunts, 2-point reduction. I think Barbgaunts might actually be good if people are running Orks. Right? Barbgaunts are kind of like a very, very specific counter to... If Horde Orks are good, I think Barbgaunts are actually like super sick. Because they have a suppression effect, and they have a blast strength 5 gun. So you're -2 move, -2 advance, -2 charge. So an Orc Boy unit on the Wa is -6 to its threat range if you shoot them with a Barbgaunt unit. And the Barbgaunts are also going to kill a shitload of them. So for 165 points for 3 units, you can actually like almost solve that matchup. That's super nice. Gargoyles up again. Please stop, G-Dub. Jesus Christ. They're already dead. Genestealers are the same. Hive Guard down again. We have subverted the meme. Now instead of Hive Guard going up every points update, now they go down every points update because they are terrible. Lictors down 5. Oh, that's rad. Lictors are also sweet. They get free rapid ingress. Psychophage down 30 points. That guy who was playing the Assimilation Swarm with double Psychophages is like doing cartwheels in the courtyard right now. That man is having a field day. That unit is certainly playable at 30, at 90. He was wildly overcosted at 125. It was like shamefully overcosted. At 90, I think you consider him. A 6-up Feel No Pain on heavy stuff is good, and his defensive profile is really annoying because he has a 5-up Feel No Pain baked in. He's kind of like the world's like stupidest utility unit. He's this like big dumb idiot who like wanders around and doesn't do any damage to his opponent, but is like just annoying enough to kill that you don't want to shoot at him. Yeah, that's actually kind of solid. Swarmlord down! Yay! Yay! Swarmlord down to 30. Let's go. Tyranid melee warriors down 10. Ranged warriors down 5, but who cares? They suck. Tyrant Guard are down 10 points for the min unit, 20 points for the big unit. Ooh. And Zoanthropes are down 10 points to the min unit to 20 points to the big unit. These changes rule. That feels good, man. Yeah, the Zoanthrope change is a big one. Because Zoanthropes in the index were the only thing letting Tyranids kill Land Raiders. And then when they upcharged them like 30 points or whatever, it was just like a fucking nuclear missile to the whole faction because they lost the ability to kill anything. At 33 points per model, because they used to be 30, and they went up to like 120 a unit, I think, or something. They are much nicer. I think you could maybe play the 18 Zoanthrope list again for 600. Oh, dude, if you want to answer that, if you want to just absolutely vaporize that Orc Horde, talk about, we could go back to the anti-GSC Tyranid lists where you're like 15 Barb Guns, 18 Zoanthropes, and every gun is a like multi-damage blast weapon. And you just like, I will point at this unit. I will kill 22 models in one shot. Your go. Yeah, no, these are good. Also, a little bit of a nice little buff to Vanguard Onslaught for, what is that, 215 points? You get the max, the big melee bioweapon unit with the Winged Prime. Yeah, 215. And that unit's good at fighting. I wish they were strength 6 or 7, but that's okay. We'll take what we can get. In Tyranids, you take what you can get. Swarmlord at 240 feels much more playable than like the close to 300 he used to be. Alright, chat. Okay. And also Tyrant Guard, if you're going down, feels good too. I think that Assimilation Swarm list, the Assimilation Swarm list I built ages ago that ran 12 Tyrant Guard, a Hive Tyrant, and Swarmlord actually cut like 100 points. That list might be worth going back to as well. I think warriors are 215 for the warrior unit does feel good. 235 felt a little silly. 215 is much more reasonable for this unit because it's so difficult to deliver. I think you only play them in Vanguard still. I don't love the, like, there's some lists that play them in Assimilation Swarm or in Invasion, and I don't like those. I think you need the Advance in Charge to get them into melee reasonably, but I do think that they're actually not too bad when you do that. Like, when the unit kicks off and they're like sustained 1, you surprise assault for +1 to hit and maybe +1 to wound, and you're like hitting on 2s, sustained 1, like wounding on 5s full rerolls. They actually sort of kick off and they'll kill like a bunch of stuff. The problem is T10 plus they struggle with, and that's just the faction. But if you can take Zoanthropes for more reasonably costed, then like you actually have an answer for that. That feels really, really good. Definitely pulls them towards the middle for sure. For sure. The only mid model that should have gone up was the Emissary. I think Emissaries are too good. At least they're like commensurately costed with the stupid Catan shards because they're like the same model. Man. Oh, I'm like excited about Tyranids now. What have they done? What has this change done? My tactical marine list got buffed and Tyranids look okay. And they bamboozled me with Thousand Suns, but I still like got off feeling okay. World Eaters got a little buffs. Some knives buffs. Let's see. Jacals down 5. So half a point a model. 5 for the min unit, 10 for the big unit. Khorne Berserkers down 10. Somebody was saying they didn't change, but they definitely did. They're down 2 points per model. 100 points for 5 down to 90. That's solid. Kharn the Betrayer is up, though. Oh, yeah, no, he didn't change. What the fuck? Oh, no, I'm looking at the old points. Jesus Christ. I'm sorry, chat. Yeah. Kharn the Betrayer did not change. I just literally reversed my my field of view. I only see things that are directly in front of me, chat. I'm not that smart. Gargoyles definitely didn't deserve it. I mean, like, Gargoyles, at their old points value, which is like 70, Gargoyles were like one of the best battle line units in the game. I think they went from being one of like the most degenerately stupid units ever to being like a very good unit. So like, it sucked previously because Gargoyles got hit at a point where Tyranids were kind of struggling, and they were like, well, this unit is ridiculous, so we need to nerf them. And you're like, okay, I get that, but they were like doing a lot of work keeping the faction up, and just nerfing them out of hand was like kind of disastrous. With all the other changes that they made, I feel like Tyranids may be able to push into less scoring-oriented play styles, and Gargoyles are less of a crutch. You know what I mean? I still think you're going to take a unit of them because the primary objective control they give you is kind of insane. But like, they are very stupid. That's just my 2 cents, though. If that makes sense. It like feels bad because Gargoyles are really dumb, but also Gargoyles are really dumb, so maybe it shouldn't feel bad. Gargoyles just like, Tyranids already have tactical objective scoring basically on lock. The problem is that like sometimes they lose on primary because their entire army dies because it's bad. It's full of bad units that aren't good. And Gargoyles just give you like this an obnoxious screen. They basically like prevent a unit from moving and steal the objective that they're standing on. And there's almost no way to stop it from happening because you can, if they're body blocking the objective, unless it's out of line of sight, they can shoot all the models on the objective first and then double move the Gargoyles onto it. So it's almost guaranteed. And it's like a ridiculous amount of utility, and it like shores up the weakness they had on primary. Obviously, you're just giving up expensive units now, but that's probably fine. I mean, especially if you're playing Endless Swarm, you're used to that. All right, what else changed for World Eaters over here? Forge Friends are the same. Mauler Fiends went down 15. Mauler Fiends were seeing some play, and I wonder if they'll see more play. I think the World Eaters Mauler Fiend, I believe, has the best faction-specific Mauler Fiend ability. I think it's charge bonus, right? We looked at it on stream the other day. When we talked about the World Eaters list that won Cascade Clash, that was like or at least a placed at Cascade Clash. That was, if you target somebody below starting strength, you get +2 to charge. And you get +1 to hit. So if you combo them with a Lord of Skulls or like Forge Fiends or something, and you kill a single model in the target unit, the Mauler Fiends just go fucking ape shit. Because that also stacks with the other like threat range buffs that the army's already getting. So you can be +2 move and advance in charge, and +2 to charge. So like the Mauler Fiend can be moving 12 plus an advance plus a charge at +2. So they're moving 14 plus 3d6 inches if you've shot a single model out of the target unit or done 1 damage to a vehicle. Like, their threat range is just ludicrous. It's like, unironically, insanity. And they get like a sweet extra attack swing. They have 12 attacks, so they're like pretty okay at clearing infantry, especially if they hit on 2s. Or they and 6 of them are d6 plus 1 damage. They're just swinging laser cannons at you. Like at 140, I think the World Eater's Mauler Fiend is actually sick. You have to combo it with guns though, or tank shock. Actually, if you get the first Mauler Fiend in and you tank shock, that actually triggers the bonus on the second Mauler Fiend. That's actually kind of sweet. I didn't consider that, but that's really cool. Gargoyles double down on the score then die problem the Tyranids already have? Yeah, I agree. For sure. For sure. Yeah, Lord of Skulls is good. The World Eater's Hellbrutes are also really good. We saw them on stream at ATC, or at 8TC, excuse me, and they were kind of nutty. They're 130 points for a Death Company Dreadnought, basically. They swing when you hit them, so they're like really obnoxious to deal with because they'll just fight back every time if you don't kill them. I think World Eater's vehicle lists are actually... Oh, maybe that's the next list I want to play. I have so many lists I want to play, chat. You could play World Eater's like aggro vehicles. It sounds rad. Just a bunch of demon engines running across the table at your opponent. Plus their Terminators went down, but who cares? Nobody's going to play World Eater's Terminators. Bring back Red Butchers, you cowards! Buff World Eater's Terminators. Cool changes, man. Yeah, I like that this doesn't just double up on the 8-bound like aggro rush game plan that World Eaters have. Like they do just get points back, right? Because every list is going to be taking Jackals and Berserkers in some numbers. So you're probably getting 20 to 30 points back on those alone. But then like I feel like it also opens up these like weird vehicle focused lists where you're like running on Lords of Skulls and guns and Hellbrutes and stuff. Just like backing up Angron, and I think that rules. I think that rules. I think the changes are going to force a meta change at the top. Yeah, 100%. 100%. Yeah. So, and that's kind of what we were looking at, right? The meta was getting a little bit stale. And what we talked about on Tactical Tuesday this past week was that what we've started to see is like everything's sort of been consolidated, right? Like Necrons lists are getting hyper optimized. Their builds are kind of set. They have a couple different Hypercrypt builds, and they have a couple different Connected Court builds, and sometimes you see an Awakened Dynasty slip in there. And those are doing really well. Space Marines kind of like got locked in on Ironstorm Spearhead builds, and you started to see those lists kind of trend to the top, and not much other innovation happening because those have started to become just like kind of the top end of the game. And it feels like this has totally swung that on its head. Necrons, it feels like are gonna get knocked down. I don't know what their win rate was currently. Not that it makes a huge difference, but I think that they're gonna get knocked down to maybe high 40s. Like 50s or so, like right in the middle. But they're going to have to diversify a little bit. They can't just like windmill slam Catan charge and then like fall asleep on their keyboard while your opponent fails to kill them. And I think like Ironstorm Spearheads are going to have to innovate. You might not even play Ironstorm Spearheads, honestly, in Space Marines. With the points cuts that they got with Black Templars. Black Templars going up, plus the changes to the Ironstorm enhancements means that like the classic build that was like Black Templars Ironstorm that was rocking like four Black Templars Gladiators and Impulsors. That list went up like 120 points. Other varieties of Ironstorm didn't go up too much, and to be fair, they probably should have, because I think they were overrepresented in terms of Space Marine lists. But some other Space Marine archetypes, it looks like, have been buffed significantly. So that rules. Yeah, and then Chaos Space Marines, I think, are back. Right? Not in a big way, but I think that the lists that were already starting to do well are going to be doing better. So they're gonna see a little mini resurgence, because they basically just got 100 free points. The question mark is Orks, right? Who knows what they're going to be doing, because they have so much going on in their codex and their points basically didn't change. So it feels like people may need to start answering Orks as kind of a rule of thumb. And I think that's sort of how it's got to be. But we'll see how things shake out. I don't know. This is really exciting. I'm really glad that it didn't feel like anything was like way too hard. Necrons felt a little hard, but at least it didn't come with mechanical changes, right? Like that was part of the problem with Chaos Space Marines that happened in the last season update in January, was they took Chaos Space Marines, they wildly upcharged everything, and then also changed all their values. We got kind of a commensurate points hike for Necrons, but they didn't get any mechanical changes, so all of their stuff still works. They didn't just like accidentally erase a Cursed Cultist from the game and like also like change how their transports work and all that shit. I feel like, I don't know. I don't know if I agree with like updating Immortals and some of the like the little units, like Dimensional Overseer getting up like an upgrade was like kind of weird. But I do think some of the stuff needed to go up for sure. Ironstorm Black Templar is just anti-fluff. It's funny that it gets librarians. That's my favorite. I love it when the Black Templars Ironstorm Spearhead takes a fucking Phobos librarian. That's my favorite. Yeah. Max flavor. Max flavor. Orcs are going to come like a truck. But like, I guess outside of the ranged lists, which, to be fair, probably the ones that were already getting played probably need to be rewritten, right? Because they now don't have Grot tanks anymore. The lists that are hyper aggro are also maybe the most counterable, right? Because you can build to beat Orcs, and sometimes it just also requires you to go first, which just means that their list compositions are really inconsistent. Like, you have to put infiltrators and scouts in your list and forward operators and chaff to prevent the Orcs from hitting you. And then you're able to, like, pick them off at range before you can go in and close them out. And if they go first, sometimes they can just set up and you die. I mean, it just happens sometimes. But if that's, like, the paradigm, then I think that they end up just being kind of inconsistent. Like, really good in the situations that they're good, but like, askew. It depends on if the more well-rounded, like the knob, like mega knobs lists and the range lists are good. Those ones I think are the scarier ones to me anyway. Just because I think that they're a little bit better. What about not taking a monolith, instead taking Doomstalkers in Hypercrypt Legion? They do like fundamentally different things. The monolith is not in Hypercrypt Legion just to shoot people. If you want just to shoot people, you can just take Doomsday Arcs, right? The monolith is there to activate or to support their like turn 1 pressure. So what they can do is they can pull it end of the opponent's first turn, Cosmic Precision it immediately, and then Eternity Gate Warriors and move the Warriors. That was like the Wombo combo that was like pushing people out of the game. because you had 20 models literally outside engagement range of you, and they would shoot you, and they would do reasonable damage. They probably wouldn't do 700 points of damage like they cost, and you would probably kill most of them in response, but they prevent you from moving, and they take all your objectives. And so suddenly you're on the back foot, it's this huge tempo play. You're like on the back foot in tempo, and then the Nightbringer's in the middle, and then the Void Dragon's somewhere, and you're like, oh no, this sucks. So like replacing them with Doomstalkers is kind of a side grade on the ranged attacks, right? Because you get more efficient ranged attacks, but you don't get that same tempo, which is why they're a little different. The 2 turns of Wa is kind of scary for sure. Wa's already like so strong. So imagine like the wave of relief when the second turn of Wa finally expires. Jesus Christ. Iron Storm and Iron Hands was the bomb. 4 tanks, 3 Tech Marines. Yeah, I mean you can still play it, right? Like I don't think it's not dead. If you're playing Iron Hands or you're playing like a chapter that's not Black Templars and you're just focused on the Black Templar stuff, you just pay like 20 extra points for your enhancements and then you're good to go. Like that's the only change realistically. If you're not playing the Stormraven version, I guess. But in that case, like, oh no, I'm down a Scout Squad. Like, I think you can play any of the non-Black Templars varieties and nothing has changed, basically. Very little has changed in the Iron Storm, which is good, right? They should be pushing Iron Storm to be better in the not, like, infantry melee-focused sub-factions, because that's bizarre. Their worst mistake was putting the dumb multi-melta into the Primaris Black Templars upgrade kit. All right, chats. Do anything else to cover? I think those are the points. I do feel like it's going to be a big shakeup for Necron players. My heart goes out to them a little bit, but not that much. It does feel like at least stuff got buffed, right? And I think that's like kind of the big takeaway from this update is that stuff is like everything is a trade-off, you know, and very little got just straight nerfed. Like I guess Black Templars did, but they also benefit from all the buffs the other Space Marines got. So, and that's cool. I like that. Planning to go Ironstorm Dark Angels in upcoming tournament? Yeah, I think that's still good. You're not getting hit by the Black Templars changes, and you also get Azrael. Just nice. All right, chat. Well, I think that being the case, we'll probably go ahead and wrap things up. I am going to be live tomorrow over on Twitch. Like I said, I'm playing Space Wolves. I'm playing Classic Space Wolves, the list that just got buffed in this update, so that's exciting. Yeah, I also don't agree with the Immortal nerf for sure. It seems overzealous. It's not big, right? It's only a point per model, but it's like, why? You already upcharged the unit like 15 or 20 points on the characters, so what are we doing here? So please come hang out with me over there, and otherwise, have a good one, everybody. Remember to keep it classy, have happy wargaming, and you can expect some super cool videos from me probably this weekend. I'm going to be working on some faction breakdowns this weekend, I think is what's going on. I was kind of like waffling on whether to do them on factions that hadn't gotten their codex yet, and I think I've decided that I'm just going to do it. So I think we're going to rip our Band-Aid off, like maybe some Demons, maybe some Thousand Suns, the factions that I've been playing most recently and that I'm excited about. Yeah, I'll just remake them when the codex comes out if things change. All right, chat. Cheers, everyone.